Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for the last day, Thursday, the 31st, of March, the last day of March 2022. It's time for our first hard level game, Guardian of the. It's time for our first rewind there. Time for our first Guardian hard level game of the week. Since it's Thursday, there should be another hard one tomorrow and the expert level on Saturday, but don't pay too much attention to to the Guardians ratings. Just enjoy the game. Whether or not it's difficult or not, we won't really know until we get much further into it. I can't say that I had a perfect night's sleep, uninterrupted sleep. I did wake up a couple of times, but at least I feel much better than yesterday. Last night I was playing the Los Angeles Times when I only was kind of deaf, but this morning I have 2 working ears, and that's always a good sign, isn't it? You always feel happy if you wake up and you have 2 working ears. So let's see how we play this game, shall we? The game of Sudoku has squares in a line, lines across, we refer to as rows, columns down, 9 squares in each row, 9 squares in each column, and 9 squares within these boxes, large outlined blocks, or sectors, or sections, or whatever they are. I generally call them blocks because I think most people do. So now we know that the numbers 1 to 9 must fit into there, or we will fit numbers 1 to 9 in each row, column, or block, and each number can appear once only. So there is no 1 in this block up here, but we can see that there is already a 1 in this column, meaning these 3 squares are immediately excluded, and there's a 1 in this column, so the same for these 2 squares. They are kicked out of our group of possible squares for a 1 to appear in. So there's no 1 here, there's no 1 here, hey, there's no 1 here, and there's no 1 across the top here, so that leaves just this square where a 1 can appear. So I'm going to put it in immediately. There's no need to say, oh, could it be another square? No, it cannot be another square. I know this because the game only has 1 solution. Now 1 blocks across here, and 1 blocks across here, and 1 blocks up here. I say blocks. What I mean by blocks is because it's in that row or that column, it can't reappear. So we know that a 1 has to fit in that square there. Got the idea now? Okay, it's easy, isn't it, really? And it is easy, except when it's not. Okay, 5 blocks up here, 5 blocks up here, and 5 blocks across here. So we can place our 5 in that square there. We have 5 blocking across this row, and up here. So we can place a 5 there. By the way, I hope you've tried this game already for yourself. If you're brand new to the game of Sudoku, okay, watch this video and learn the rules, and then go back and click on the link and try it yourself, and try many other games yourself. It's practice really that helps. 5 blocking up here, 5 blocking down here, 5 across here. 5 fits into that square. It's a practical game, right? You can learn so much by watching these videos and other channels' videos, some of which are brilliant. But you really have to play the game for yourself. Of course, that's what it's about. That's where the fun lies. How are we doing on time? It's still pretty early. I'm just thinking about breakfast. Why am I thinking about breakfast when I should be thinking about the logical placement of digits? I don't know, but I am. Maybe I'm hungry. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and I should tell you in advance that I don't play these games ahead of time, so I have absolutely no idea what the final answer is. I don't have it worked out and I'm going from a cheat sheet or something like that. That's not the case. I'm playing the game live for the first time. 6 across here, 6 across here, 6 down here. So 6 fits there, 6 blocking down, 6 down, 6 has to go there. 6 down here, 6 across here, so we can fit a 6 there. Now, okay, since it's a hard level game, I'm allowed to go slightly harder than normal. I normally tell you for easy or medium games. The missing digits in these 4 squares, and I got to remember 4 numbers, is 3, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, 8, 9. Okay? They are the 4 missing numbers from these 4 squares. 3, 7, 8, 9. Now, what do we notice about this square? Well, first of all, could it be 3? Yeah, could be. Could it be 7? No, because we already have a 7 in this block. Could it be 8? No, we've got an 8 over here. Could it be 9? No, it can't be 9. So if it's not 7, 8 or 9, well, we know it has to be 3, don't we? Because that's the only number that's left. Now, this row where we just put the 3 does not yet contain a 4. And 4 blocks this square and 4 blocks this square. So guess what? Yep, 4 has to be placed in that square there. Excuse me while I hum. Humming denotes concentration, I think. Okay. This 7 blocks these 2 squares now, doesn't it? As I mentioned before. So now, of course, 7 has to fit into this square because these 2 are eliminated. So we know 7. We still need a 7 for that row, okay? A column, sorry. And we're left with 8 and 9 here, which is not much use to us. And then the missing numbers here will be 2 and 4. If we want to explore that going down, I don't think it actually helps us. But anyway, if it's a 4, that blocks down here, so we know the 4 is in one of these 2 squares. Doesn't help for the moment, but anyway, we know that at least. Oh, it does help, actually. Does it? No, it doesn't help, sorry. And if it's a 2, that's going to put 2 somewhere down here, which also doesn't help us. But at least we keep that kind of information in our head for future use. Now this may be useful or may not, but what I have noticed is that the 2 and the 9 in this column block all the way down here, and we don't have 2 or 9 here. That means that 2 and 9 are going to be in these 2 squares, this square and this square. Okay, so eventually we're going to get this number up here. Want to see how? Okay, because we know that 2 and 9 are in these 2 squares, and so we can work out what must be left in this block. Okay, so if this is 2 and 9, so we've got 1, we've got 2. We don't have 3, we don't have 7, and we don't have 8, but we do have 9, because 9 is going to be here. So 3, 7, and 8 are the numbers missing for these 3 squares here, right? And now that we know that it's 3, 7, and 8, we just go up this column here. We've got 1, 2, 3. Do we have 4? No. 5, 6, 7, 8, yes, 9. So we know that 4 has to be in that square there. I hope you understood that. Okay. 4 blocks across here, 4 blocks up here. Let's place our 4 here. Now, if you remember, I said 2 or 4, right, goes in these 2 squares there. Okay, this row does not yet have a 4. We have a 4 blocking this square. We have this 4 blocking this square. And this 4 blocking this square. So 4 must fit there. And I'm pretty sure we can get a bit more there, can't we? What else is it? Oh no. Now, of course, this game is all about knowing where to look, and the more you play the game, the more you get a feel for where you should be looking. But to be honest with you, it's never entirely predictable. You can't always work out the best place to be looking. You're going to get a bit of an intuition for it, just based on experience of where it might be a good place to look. But to be honest with you, you can't really do that all the time, and you just have to keep looking around, and it's a good idea to keep moving around as well. I mean, don't always look at the same spot. Make sure you look across the board. Okay, again we have 4 missing numbers down here. The missing numbers are 1, 3, 7, 8. Okay, that's what's missing from this column and must fit into these 4 squares. 1, 3, 7, 8. Now, have you got something? Do you see something? Particularly look at this square here. Okay, this square can't be a 1, either because of this one or this one. Doesn't matter. Both block it. Can't be 7. No. Can't be 8. No. Must be 3, because that's the other number that's left. 1, 3, 7, 8. Okay. Now we have 1, 7 or 8 in these 3 squares, because we've done the 3. So 1, 7 or 8 in these 3 squares, and we can see that the 1 and the 7 disallow this square from 1 or 7, so it must be 8. And we know that the 1 and 7 will be left down here. Can we place the 1 and the 7? No, we can't, but that's okay. We just hold off on that. Okay, so now 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks down here, and 8 blocks up here. So this is an 8 there. 1 blocks across here, 1 blocks across here, 1 blocks down here. So this is a 1 there, and then 1 blocking down, 1 blocking down, 1 across. 1 is there, 1 across here, 1 across here, 1 down there, 1 goes there. And if you remember, we said, what did we say? 1 and 7 in these 2 squares. So we know that's a 7 now. Digit 1 is now complete. We have a 1 in every block, and so we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can just put that out of our minds. One less thing to worry about. Life is often full of one less things to worry about, isn't it? Don't you find? If we can put them out of our mind, you know, we get more peace of mind, I think. Now, if you remember, I said that this is a 2 or 9 in these 2 squares. Do you remember? We have 2 and 9 blocking down here, so 2 and 9 are in these 2 squares. So 9 is one of these 2. So 9 blocks across here and 9 blocks across here. So that leaves just this square where a 9 can go now. And now we know that 9 blocks this square here, and this 9 blocks this square here. We still need a 9 for the top row. So that's a 9, and there's one remaining space filled now by an 8. 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks across here. We can place an 8 there. And now there's only one digit to get remaining. It's a 6. Let's put that in. And there's 6 blocks down here, 6 blocks down here. That's a 6 there. Right, now I said 2 and 9 in these two squares, didn't I? Right, so the 2 blocks this square here. So 2 is going to be in one of these two squares. Can we say which? No, but that's okay. Just hang on to that thought. 2 blocks across here now. If we go swing back in the opposite direction, and the 2 here or here blocks across here. So we now know that that has to be a 2. And of course now there's only one missing digit across here, which is a 3, I think. Okay, so we're coming towards the end. You would imagine it gets very easy towards the end, this, if you're new to the game, which is not always true. Sometimes it takes more thought at the end than it does at the beginning. Sometimes it is true and it just gets easier and easier as it goes along, but sometimes you have to think quite a lot at the end. It's not always plain sailing just because you've got, you know, like a, say 70% of the puzzle done, 65% done or something like that. That's not necessarily true. It ain't necessarily so. As someone once sang. That's from Porgy and Bess, isn't it? Isn't that Gershwin? Okay, but I've got it now. 4 blocking up here, 4 blocking down here. So this has to be a 4. Now I think the game will be easier from here on. 4 blocks across here, so the 4 goes there, and 9 is our last square there. Now we only have one missing number here, which is a 2, and that goes there. So now we know that the 2 blocks up here, so 2 is in one of these two squares. Again, we can't place it, but we know it's one of these two here. But it will block across here, and so we know that the 2 has to fit there. Then 2 blocks down here. This is a 2. This is, do you remember, a 9? Because we said 2 and 9 in these two squares. 9 blocks up here, so 9 goes there. 7 blocks across there. 7 is there. 3 is the last number for that block. What do we need? We still need one more digit for here, which is a 6. And the last number up here is a 7. 7 blocks across here, putting a 7 in that square there. One number needed to get this row. The missing number is a 9. Missing number here is a 3. 3 blocks down here, so we know that's a 3. 3 blocks this square, so this is a 3. This is 8, the last number. I'm kind of going quite quickly at the end here because I've remembered where most of these possibilities are. 8 blocks across here, so 8 is there. 7 is there. 7 blocks here, so 7 is here, and 2 finishes that block down there. So this 2 blocking up here, 2 up here, that's a 2. 3 stops this from becoming a 3, and then 9 will finish off the game nicely. Okay, so that's our air quotes hard level game. Maybe not really more than a medium at most, maybe an easy level game. It's up to you how you consider it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, who cares? If you got to the end and you enjoyed it, the level, stated level especially, is not particularly important. Just the fun of, and you know, the enjoyment of arriving at a final solution and going, yes, it fits neatly. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.